Monday night, it's RaceSpotTV. Welcome back to Monday Night Skippys here. Rachel Wyford, Linus Brostrom, and we are live at Oulton Park for round number 11 here. It's the international circuit. Qualifying is basically complete here, and we're looking forward to a great night of racing today. One round to go after this one, and Paul Smith finally qualified. Yes, but in 16th place tonight. So for once, Paul Smith, congratulations on finding that button to click for qualifying. Congratulations to one he normally misses, but we've got some late entrants coming in now with their final times right at the end here, so we'll see if those times come across, but only a couple of minutes remaining on this session. It is definitely going to be interesting. The international circuit is probably one of the bigger layouts we have here. It's the full layout essentially at Oulton Park, so the drivers will come down, and rather than the short hairpin, they go all the way around the island at the end and all the way back down that long back straight without the chicane at the start of the straight. Instead, they have the chicane at the end of the backstretch before climbing up through the hill and back around the historic part of the circuit again. Oulton Park, probably one of my favourite tracks in the UK for motor racing, and they have used, of course, all the layouts here, but this international one is only using one chicane, as far as I'm aware. Linus is correcting me in the chat. He's a little occupied right now with working from home, but pretty positive as we get to the grid now. We'll go through the starting orders. Leah Hughes puts it on pole with a 150.693. Good start time from him tonight. 2/10 back is Ewan Patterson with Adam Miles in third. Adam Tompkins in fourth. Tom Ward on the track in fifth place. Behind them, Simon Edwards, Tom Bird, or Bridle, Lee Anderson, Matt Cox, and Martin Brooke. James Child in 11th. Jack Bladden, Ryan Evans, Ben Evans, Daniel Tufts, Matt Hannigan, Paul Smith, Simon Maltby, Dominic Liang Webb, and Christopher Miles in 20th. Rest of the positions up on your screen. I'm going to get ourselves ready for the racing tonight. Cars taking to the grid, or starting to, I should say. But not everybody. Mostly just the cars towards... Oh, I thought it was the cars towards the grid. No one's actually on the grid now. So I guess they wanted to jumpstart me here and convince the broadcast crew that we were going a little bit earlier than usual. But we'll, of course, get a chance to see that in just a second's time. The cars are starting to form up now, so I wasn't going mad, only a little bit. Linus is here, so he can talk.
I can. I was just waiting for a cue.
I didn't think you were here. I thought you were busy. I was filling.
Well, engines are revving up. We got cars going all the way down through the last corner here on the grid. So
green flag
lights
up.
are out and away we go. I guess it's
a very quick transition to start there, since we realised leaders can talk.
We are missing somebody on the grid, though, I believe.
We are. Who is that?
No, that was just somebody who didn't get going. It looked like somebody was missing, but there was a massive hole because somebody didn't get going properly, so keep going.
Hughes holds the way here, but Tompkins looking up the inside here of Miles early on. Looking to take that third place, he does. Tom Ward also got a good run here on the straight. Looking like he'll try and make a move here on Miles. As Patterson already looking at Hughes, and yep, no, actually you are right. They'll take that first chicane as well. I was just not quite looking at the track map properly there, Linus. But Hughes will come through first of all through the island corner there. Probably one of the faster corners with it having the banking really hooks the car around. But coming up, getting a good head of steam, and back it right back down here for the chicane. Snake it through there, keeps the traffic from getting too much of a head of steam coming up now. They'll have a good chance, but not as much, Linus. This does actually curb our passing opportunities, I'd say, to more like the very end of the lap or the first straight, because this one's no longer long enough to really get anything done.
Yeah, if you can get a good exit out of that first chicane or out of the hairpin into that first chicane, you can be able to pass by braking late, but you're not really going to be able to use the draft, so it's all on the exit now. And as you can see at the front here, is Pattinson having a look at Lee Hughes, but he's blocking that inside line, so Pattinson has to stay behind for now. Lee Hughes goes a bit sideways though. That's going to give Pattinson a bit of a run, but he's not going to be able to do anything as they go almost 3 wide behind him. That's going to be Williams inside of, Miles, sorry, inside of Ward for 4th position. And he's going to get that done. As Ward goes all the way into the grass.
A bit further back behind him. Still a fair bit of action going on here. Look at Tom Bradley, Simon Edwards, and Tom Ward just there. Simon Edwards gets past Tom Ward, a bit further behind them. Got some side-by-side action here with just behind Daniel Tufts, Ben Evans and Jack Bladden there racing. Looks like Evans will get a chance to come back at Bladden. This is for 13th and 12th. Not going to find a move here, so it's going to be Bladden making that move forwards. And we'll check it early on Paul Smith. He's running back in the line here, nothing dramatic, but he's qualified, Linus. I'm shocked.
Yeah, he has, and he's actually made up 2 positions as well. So if he makes up as many spots as he usually does, he might end up winning this. And we have a car off the track. That's Simon Edwards in the grass, down in the island hairpin, and that's going to cost him dearly. He's back going again, but he's all the way down in P11. See, we get a replay up here. What's happened to him? He's just lost it by himself. You can see all the gravel on the track there, and he got a little bit out of line, got a little bit sideways, and we've seen people all the way through practice and qualifying. They've been sideways all the way around this track, and especially in the parts where there's gravel on the track, the grip is literally almost zero. So getting a little bit offline there without being ready for it, and you lose the car completely. You can see in the background there as well, there's a lot of gravel on the track. So have a few corners around this track where the grip level is going to be a bit lower than the rest of the track.
Yeah, it certainly is, of course. And Sharper and Patterson hasn't yet managed to find a move, but it's him, Hughes and Tompkins who are breaking away as that top 3 now. About a second, or just over that, back to Miles, Ward and Bridle running there up to 7th place. Lee Anderson, of course, behind them. And you're right, all the way back there, Simon Edwards. I was about to say Tom Edwards. That was going to get really awkward and confusing, but we are actually having a quick look here as Ward getting a bit up for it here. 5th place, getting ahead of Bridle again, defending that position quite aggressively. Looking for a move from Miles here. He's not going to be very satisfied, Linus, running back here in his second group. Not able to really catch up to the front 3. Look at him all the way there behind Miles, looking for an opening.
The front 3 have really set off, and I think they're not racing up there, so that's obviously helping them. Pattinson is right on the back of Hughes, but he's not making any moves as we see Miles here. Ward, sorry, making a move on Miles. He's going to go in the grass though, so Miles is going to get it back. He did exactly what Edwards did, but he didn't get quite a sideways, so instead of gaining a spot, Ward is going to lose a spot. So Lee Anderson is there as well, but Ward with the inside is able to at least hold on to 6th position. So Miles still holding on, but this, from all these guys battling each other, passing each other back and forth, it's definitely slowing them down and letting the front 3 drive away. And Pattinson is being patient behind Lewis, and Adam Tompkins as well is sitting behind them just looking. And here goes Ward again, all into the second chicane. He's going to dive it up the inside of Tom Bridle, and he's actually going to get that move done. Here comes Lee Anderson as well, but he's going to back out. So Bridle is going to hold on to 6th, and Tom Ward back up to P5.
A lot of dirt there on the apex, Linus, before the climb up the hill. That's going to throw some drivers off, especially as they're coming out of a corner and coming round there in a longer curve. It's going to really kind of tax the grip level on the car.
Yeah, it really will. It's you really need to stay on the racing line there. If you go offline, you're just going to lose out so quickly. And see these 5 cars here still with each other. Miles has pulled away slightly with the battling behind, but Tom Ward going hard into that corner, almost sliding it through the entry, as we see Miles going a little bit wider, kicking up some grass, but they're not going to be close enough to get anything done on him. So Tom Ward still having to defend instead from Tom Bridle, but he gets a wide entry and a good run through the corner. So maybe next time into the hairpin he can make a move on Adam Miles instead and possibly move up to 4th.
Certainly could do. And looking back here to 18th place, Andrew Baranowski coming after Dave Dawson here, heading down into turn number 2. Looked like he had an opportunity a bit ahead of speed there, Linus, but not quite finding it right now. Just sitting back in running order here, although he has got a bit of a suck up here. Maybe it's not going to be enough by the time they get to the corner, but possibly on the back straight if they get a chance. Keep an eye on the 26 car here. He's definitely got some speed. He's going to look to the inside. Is he going to go for it? No, he falls back. Runs in line. A little bit of a lock up there at the apex, but nothing too severe. Keeps a good distance now to Dawson ahead of him. The chicane coming up will be deciding here. It seems like Dawson's a little bit faster through the corners. As Dawson gets a run here. Oh, slow down there from Miles. It's going to cost him track time as it's a block for Baranowski there. Holds him in place. And are we going to go 3 wide? No, he's going to hold himself back here. Bit too dangerous to go that far into things. But keeps his head in the game, looking for an opportunity. But Dawson's getting further ahead.
Yeah, not able to make it faster, and the guys ahead obviously benefiting from this, able to pull out a little bit of a gap and It's the same thing that's happening at the very front. These guys, they're battling 4th, 5th, 6th, they're on back, and it's letting the front three just drive away because they're not doing anything to each other. And meanwhile, we see Wardigan having to defend from Adam Miles, who's around the outside. And Tom Ward is actually going to hold on to that. Here comes Bridle as well getting involved, but Miles and Ward side by side now into turn number 1. It's Miles on the outside, Ward on the inside. Ward is going to break a little bit later, but Miles is going to have that run. He's going to get a wiggle though into the grass. I don't know if there was contact. I don't think there was, but Miles obviously on the short end of that stick. And here comes Tom Bridle now as well. He's going to have the outside, but he's going to have higher speed into the corner. He's going to go wide though into the grass. He's going to lose. He's going to save. Wow, what a save. Lee Anderson though up to 6th and Matt Cox up to 7th, but that could have been a disaster. Great job from Tom Bridle to be able to hold on to that car right there.
Certainly going for it right now. Baranowski sitting back watching Miles and Dowson ahead of him going for it here, and looked like he had an opportunity again. Keep my eye on this battle back here for 18th place. It's oh, contact there. Oh, Mark Van Dalen, I believe that was there. Just had it. Wow, get a replay here of what happened, Linus. But Mark Van Dalen comes up the inside here of Baranowski and just T-bones him there into the gravel trap and carries on going. I mean, 8 wheels break better than 4.
Yeah, that was almost the last lap, last corner NASCAR move. It just drove into the rear corner of him and sent him into the gravel. But thankfully he's able to keep going, even though he dropped way back in the order. So I think he's about 25th position now. So going to have a lot of positions to make up, but at least he might still get a couple of points here. Back in the battle for 4th place again. These guys still all over each other, but Tom Ward now able to hold that position throughout the lap, so they might be able to catch a little bit back on the front group. But from 3rd place Adam Tompkins down to 4th place Tom Ward, it's over 3 seconds now. See how much it is this time by. It's 3.4 seconds. It's actually increasing, so they're not going to be able to do anything. We might see the front 3 start to battle now that they've opened up a gap. Pattinson is there, but he cannot make a move on Leus. I don't know if he doesn't want to or if he can't, but he's not done anything, and Adam Tompkins has not even been close to Pattinson, so they're just letting Leus pull him along until maybe the last couple of laps, and then they'll just throw it at him out of nowhere.
Quite likely, of course. We've got 13 laps tonight. We're on lap number 6, so approaching the halfway point. And you're right, that first group's really broken away here, and it is the lack of fighting. That will change, of course, when they start fighting. Inevitably, they will. So the second group should close in dramatically then, but they're not exactly running free themselves. It's Tom Ward, Adam Miles, Lee Anderson, and Matt Cox. There, just behind them is Tom Bridle and Simon Edwards, the rear of that group. Pulled himself back up to 9th place here. No major problems from them. James Child behind with Booker and Ben Evans. Simon Maltby from 18th up to 13th right now, ahead of Peter Cowan and Ryan Evans, with Christopher Miles and David Dowson, Mark Darlin and Seth Brown. Anthony Catt back in 20th. He's not had a great season this time, Linus. He's been a little quiet.
Yeah, last couple of races he's struggled a little bit, as you can see on the screen there. The 44, Tom Bridle and Matt Cox, I believe that was, got together right in front of Simon Edwards, and he just drives into the back of Matt Cox there, Tom Bridle, so Simon Edwards just sneaks on by, but it looks like his front wing somehow stayed on that car, even though you can see Cox's rear wing is a little bit bent, so that's going to slightly hurt him, hopefully not too much, but he's still ahead of Bridle, so not too much loss there, even though they obviously lost the group in front of him. And Simon Edwards now up to 7th. He could very well get back into the top 5 after that little slide he had earlier.
Absolutely, of course, and as we head now back across the start-finish line with this back of this group, I should say, the front of the pack have taken the second corner, heading onto the first straight here. Clay Hughes, Ewan Patterson, Adam Tompkins running pretty easily here, and I think Patterson's definitely got more in the tank cleaners. He's right on the back of Hughes this entire time and just not trying to pass him.
Yeah, he goes right up to the back and then he just lifts out and does nothing. What he has to look out for is that Adam Tompkins doesn't get too close and makes a move on him, because then all of a sudden he'll be 3rd with 2 laps to go, and then he's not going to have any chance to win almost. So he's definitely going to have to watch out from behind. But it looks like Tompkins is struggling to keep up through the corners, and then on the straights, he'll just suck right back up to them with the draft when Pattinson backs out. But wouldn't be too surprised to see him make that move in a couple of laps here, Pattinson, because the gap now almost up to 4 seconds. I believe by the end of this lap they're going to be up to 4 seconds, because Lee Hughes has really set a good pace here. As you can see, Tompkins struggling out of the chicane. He doesn't really have the grip that the two cars in front of him does, but because of the draft he's able to keep up. And again, Pattinson right on the back of Lee Hughes, and then he backs out and he doesn't even take a little peek up the inside. So he's really happy just sitting behind Lee Hughes. And behind him as well, Lee Anderson has passed Adam Miles, and that's dropped those guys back from Tom Ward, who's now by himself in 4th. Maybe that'll pick up the pace for him, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough anyway, because it is this time by. Let's see what it is at the line. It is 4 seconds exactly between 3rd and 4th, so that is a lot of time to catch up, and he's still dropping back even though he's by himself. So it's 4th place is as high as Tom Ward will get, and Simon Edwards is coming back there as well, so it's definitely not race over for him.
Absolutely, they're going to try for something there, I'm sure. And looking right now, I'm keeping my eyes here on Patterson. He is as close as he ever has been, Linus, on Lee Hughes, and I'm surprised because he never looks like he's going to try something. Perhaps he's looking for the right time, or I don't know, but you'd think he'd want to be out front at any point in the race. He just seems glued there. He's staying right behind Hughes, never really going for anything, even though he can. Definitely got speed there. Yeah,
he's all over him. I'm quite surprised because they've got, like I said, 4 seconds to 4th place, but he's just sitting there, happy sitting in 2nd. I'm not really sure why, but he's maybe he knows where he can pass him and where he's faster. He just doesn't want to show his cards too early, and with them driving away from 3rd or 4th, sorry, obviously there's no need to make that pass as long as he knows that he can do it. Or maybe he thinks that if he passes Lee Hughes once, then Hughes will get him back, and they just run the risk of crashing out. I'm not really sure what his plan is here, but I guess we'll find out as we get to 5 laps to go here pretty soon. Time is running out, so at some point he's going to have to do something. Tompkins, you can see there, gets a little bit wide in the grass again and loses more momentum, so he's really struggling, but thanks to the draft he's able to keep up. So interesting to see if he's able to do anything as well later on.
Yes, that he is, and Tom Ward and that group has broken away considerably here, but he's still falling back. That's the big thing. He's 4.9 seconds back now, so he's fallen back even further here from your lead group. Is it the lack of fighting up front? Well, we can't really say that because they're not fighting back here either, but Tom Ward just hasn't got the speed, I think, tonight.
He's that lap alone, he dropped 4 tenths from our leader, Lee Hughes, so he's definitely struggling. He's up to 5 seconds, so it's like I said, he's not going to get anywhere further up, but they're battling more and more behind as well. Miles actually now somehow managed to pull away from Lee Anderson after getting that position back, so now Edwards is right on the back of Anderson, so it's definitely helping Tom Ward, but it doesn't look like he has enough pace to even keep up with the guys in front, even though they're 5 seconds up the road. But see what will happen here. Maybe if Edwards can get up into 4th, Ward will have to find another gear, or Edwards might actually get this 4th position. But Anderson is there as well. Let's not forget him. He's had some rough times as well lately in the season, but he definitely wants that 4th position too. So Ward is definitely going to have to pick his pace up if he wants to hold on to that 4th position.
Yeah, absolutely, and that 4th position is looking pretty comfortable for him, to be honest, or it was a minute ago until we just got up here. But Adam Miles looking hungry. He's been this close before, leaders, so I don't necessarily think it's something that he's going to get past him just because he pulled up here. He's been this close and he's fallen back yet again. Tom Ward just faster on other parts of the circuit, and definitely in the corners, for example. Although, as I say that, Adam Miles is going to prove me wrong, and he pulls up alongside the outside here of Tom Ward. He'll be almost alongside by the braking zone. Will he be able to hang this one around the outside? He's trying for it, and a little bit of contact there, and it'll lose him speed. Up comes Lee Anderson, took advantage here. Brings it up the inside, should clear him in the corner just about, but Miles will probably stick his nose there. No, he doesn't. And Anderson gets through the corner, gets a good headroom. A nice pass by Anderson.
Yeah, it's a good job being awake there, not running into the back of Miles, just moving up next to him. And Miles got really high on the curb there on the inside of the corner as well. That's going to let Simon Edwards get the run into the next corner where he's going to have the inside, the preferred line. Miles has to go in the gravel and he's going to have to give that position up. So Simon Edwards now up into P number 6, which is back where he started before he had that little slide. Now right on the back of Anderson, who's right on the back of Tom Ward, pretty much down this next straightaway. These guys are going to be all under a blanket. See, Anderson gets a little bit bad end exit there out of the first chicane. Here comes Edwards now. Will he make a move? He's going to have a look up the inside. He's going to be later on the brakes. Anderson is actually going to be really early on the brakes. And Miles is there as well, almost runs into Anderson. Has to take a bit of an evasive action there in the right-hander. So the exit from the first chicane costly Anderson a lot. So Simon Edwards now up to P number 5 and picking up pace, now closing in on Tom Ward, and he's got about 3.5 laps to go, so it's definitely still a race back here.
Yeah, absolutely is, and it's really spread out quite a considerable amount here, Linus. The back of the field are currently 40-50 seconds back here from this one, and just tootling along in their own races. Jack Bladden's fallen all the way back from 12th to 26th. He's racing there with Baranowski, who's actually no, it's Hannigan, a similar colour car there. Modkiko back there in 24th has come up 4 spots. Baranowski recovering from the Donkosaurus Rex that happened about 3 laps ago. Coming up here on Paul Carey and John McGovern. You should see him make a move past him now. He did lose a lot of time, but he's fighting it back as those two go side by side here, Linus. Looking at this one, Carey and McGovern there.
We've got a move for the lead though, finally.
We do. You and Patterson also making a move. Go.
Pattinson up the inside, he's going to get used out in the gravel. Oh, he's going to lose it! Oh, and he gets hit from behind. That's carnage all over the place. Tompkins runs into the back of the use when he checks up for Pattinson, who's sideways from the gravel that we talked about earlier. And somehow I think they all survived and they're right back into the positions that they've been all race. So that was dramatic for 5 seconds, and now we're right back to square one.
It really was. That was super close.
Just got a replay of that. You can just see him getting a little bit wide on the gravel and just clipping that grass, and somehow he managed to straighten it out. That was a job well done from Pattinson, but Tompkins just not paying enough attention, running into the back of the use, and you can see his wing here is a bit bent, and Tompkins is lucky that he's still running, and as is Use, that could have been death for all 3 of them. Tom Wood would have been a race leader from 6 seconds back, but they're still running, so at least now Pattinson knows he can make the move. He just has to brake a little bit earlier at the end of the straightaway.
Yeah, I absolutely think he can get to that one, of course, as I'm really surprised that no one died in that one. That was really impressive, actually. Luck, I think, played a far bigger factor, Lena, somehow it tells me. As Tom Ward's kicking himself there, wishing that had happened. I mean, a little bit of time, but not a huge amount. 6 seconds. He's just falling back constantly. He just hasn't got the speed compared to those three. I'm going to quickly look back down here towards Carey and McGovern. And, of course, Baranowski's gotten well past them here. They're coming towards the end of the lap there. He's working his way back on this one. Next car he'll be going after will be, of course, Seth Brown, who is about 3-4 seconds up the road from him, so it could be some time. I'll take a look back at that lead group again. They're going to look for it, maybe try this time, Linus, or maybe next lap.
No, he was a bit more patient this time. I don't think he wants to make the move into that same corner. He didn't have a very good exit onto that first little straightaway there, Pattinson. So coming into the first of the 2 chicanes here, see if he can get a good exit. He might be able to set him up for a run. They've got lap traffic in front of him as well. See if he gets out of the way. That is the 39 of Dominic Liang Webb, and he's right on the racing line. He moves over to the left. He's going to be right in front of Lius, and he is not getting out of the way. This might mess things up completely for our leaders, as he's still on the racing line. Lius now right on the back of him, and well, there he goes. He moves over to the right, almost moves back to the left into Lius, but he's out of the way. At least our first 2 cars have gotten through, and see if Tompkins might be able to make it through there as well. He will. So the front 3 now Still nose to tail Tompkins a little bit further back, but we're coming to the white flag for the last lap of the race here. And the guys behind now, Edwards has caught up to Ward, and they have lap traffic in front of him as well. But it's the front three now going at it. Pattinson, he's got one or two more chances to pass Lewis, and if he does, will Lewis be able to get it back? Here they come down the front straightaway. One white flag, one lap to go.
Here he looks. He looked for a second there, Linus, but he's not going to go for it just yet. Here on lap 13, final time around. This is the big opportunity for Ewan Patterson. Can he bring this one home? It'll be a huge win if he can. Having led a part of a lap, not a full lap. This is his one shot here to really seal this deal. And Adam Tompkins is going to be sitting there wondering, can you guys crash already? Let me win this thing? Down the back straight here, heading towards the island, and he's not gone for anything yet. When will he go, Linus?
Probably now, but here comes Tompkins. He's going to have to go defensive instead. That really hurt him. I think he wanted to set up use there, but Tompkins had a look, so Pattinson had to go defensive there. That is not what he wanted to do, and behind him Edwards is right on the back of Ward as well, but we're going to keep following these guys through the first chicane. This exit is going to be super vital. No lap traffic to think of, so it's all down to speed. Pattinson has the draft from Hughes. Hughes goes super defensive straight away, showing him, I want this inside line, you're not going to get it. Pattinson has to look though late, but he's going to have to back out. It's too late almost, so through the second chicane, who's going to get the better exit?
One chance left.
Still with the lead. Coming up the hill now, and well, I think he's only
double
got
apex
one
is
more
a chance. Yeah, this is his chance up here now. They've got the kink, then they've got the double apex, which can be a passing opportunity if used right here at Oulton Park. He looks for it. He's not going to see it just yet. Oh, so close. He is right on the back. He's got one big last shot if he dives, but the defensive line by Hughes might be enough to seal this deal here. Can he undercut him? Is his only chance remaining. It's not going to be enough. He's not there, Linus. Here Hughes will come towards the line here and will take the win at Oulton Park. Oh, so close. Behind them, Tom Ward still going to be just clear of Simon Edwards here, but they'll come across the line as a foursome.
Adam Miles
Very
managed
narrow.
to hold Lee Anderson off there as well by 2/1000ths of a second for P6, so those guys all over each other in the
Oh, a
last
fight back
lap,
here.
but
Ryan Evans involved with them, Mark Van Dalen, and separated out just at the last second, but still a fantastic result. And end the race for all these drivers. Well, as the final drivers do come across the line, that was quieter than I expected, but that I still can't believe I saved. That was huge.
yeah, that was an amazing move by Pattinson. He waited until the very end and somehow just managed to save it.
Together.
Sorry, I got a bit confused there. My scoring showed
did.
Tompkins ahead of Pattinson, but Pattinson is ahead of Tompkins, so a bit of confusion there on my end. But yeah, he managed to he made pretty much one move throughout the race. It put him in the grass, put him sideways, and after that he couldn't really do anything. He got close and he tried to make moves, but it's for some reason he just couldn't get closer than to the rear bumper or under the rear wing of Lewis.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with your post-race results and the interviews. Stay tuned.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to Monday Night Skippies, and we'll go to your post-race results here at Oulton Park. It was a great day for Claire Hughes as he comes home with a clear track in front of him and first place. Ewan Patterson in second place with Adam Tompkins in third. Tom Ward just 7 seconds adrift only back in fourth place with Simon Edwards in fifth. Sorry, in sixth place, I should say. Adam Miles in sixth. I think I'm having a stroke. Simon Edwards was in fifth. Lee Anderson in seventh place with Tom Bridle in eighth place. James Child in ninth and Matt Cox in 10th. Behind them is Martin Brooker, Ben Evans, Peter Cowan, Simon Maltby, Mark Van Dalen, Ryan Evans, Anthony Catt, Christopher Miles, and Dave M. Dowson. And Seth Brown in 20th. I can't count. I'm definitely having. I can smell toast. This toast. Yeah, toast. I can smell toast. Either way, thank you for watching Monday Night Skippies. Nobody has come for an interview, which is probably a good thing because I'd probably asked him about toast right now. So we will wrap things up. Hopefully, we'll see you next week for the final round. And the toast smell's going away now. Good night.